this right. Yo, what's happening? Texas Finest Apparel, what's going down? AC Designs, Ed Pace, what's up? DC checking in. I got one question, shoot it. Corey, what's going down? Brian, I think that's Ernie. Rodriguez, Allen, what's up? What's up? DA, what's up? Top to top, Redlands checking in. What's happening? Cash Mob. Margaret, what's up? Searching for supers. Miami checking in. Daniel, what's happening? Debbie, what's up? Magdalene, I think that was your name. Shit's going fast. 818, what's up, man? I'm actually doing some shirts for the homies in the 818 right now. Divided Tranquility, what's up? What do you think about white toner printers? I don't own a white toner printer. I probably won't be investing in one either. If I outsource screen printing, does that make me a printer or just a seller? It depends how you look at it, man. There's a lot of people that middleman a lot of shit. There's some big logistic printers that outsource their shit too. They're still considered a print shop. You know what I mean? Putting a label on it doesn't make much of a difference to me. You know what I mean? So if you're a printer and you outsource shit, fuck it, you're a printer. It doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, the customer really doesn't need to know how the sausage is made. You know what I mean? As long as they get the product, that's all that matters. I'll go back through here and try to read some more of these. Catherine, what's up? ATL checking in. Dwayne, what's up? AKA Braun, what's up? Give me signs. Caesar Vinyl's legit. Dope, man. From SJ Cali, San Jose. Villy, what's happening? Risky Behavior, what's up? Been rocking with you for a second and you have given me the strength to keep doing, to scale my business. Oh, keep going. Dead Souls here. Ziggy, that's what I'm talking about. Get that money. Chicago checking in, what's happening? Deborah, what's up? Having trouble finding my target audience. You got to figure out who you're designing for, who you're designing to, who you want to sell to. That's going to be your target audience. Love what you're doing. I appreciate that. David W was good. George Lopez, what's happening, man? Knocking out some shirts. We're doing these burgundy shirts back here. Taking a little break. Decided to go live. We're pressing up some shirts for the homies from the BMX Goonies out in San Fernando Valley. So we're doing some of these Wednesday night ride shirts. If you're out in the SFV 818 area, make sure you check them out. BMX Goonies, the homie Ed runs that ride. Super dope dude. And he does a lot of cool ass routes. So if you ride a bike and you're out in the SFV and you're free Wednesday nights, make sure you go to the BMX Goonie ride, man. Shit's cool. Zena, what's happening? Joe Gamble, what's up, man? Jesse checking in. Emmanuel, what's up, man? Can't wait for the next video. Appreciate that, Alan Munoz. Thanks for jumping on. B. Jean, what's up? Ed Pace, what's up? Your picture's blurry. Damn. How wide are your drop front boxes? May have found something on similar. I don't know, but you could fit a t-shirt folded exactly like this. Like if you take a t-shirt and you just fold it in half like this, and you just fold it down like that, you can slide that shit right in there. Quick question. Next best heat press compared to the Heat Press Nation heat press. I might have something for you. I think your name is Josiah. I might be getting that wrong. Jesse Sahi. I don't even know how to say your name. I'm pretty sure I'm messing it up. I'll have something for you maybe within a week. I'm trying to test out a bunch of different presses. I know a lot of people are having that issue because the press that I use is sold out. And I know there's a few other comparable ones that have slide out drawers, but the ones I've tested suck. They kind of don't hold up. They're not, I don't want to say they're not like production style presses, but for what you pay for and the functions, it doesn't add up. You know what I mean? So it'd be fucked up of me if I just started pushing all these different heat presses, like, yeah, use this one, and I've never tested them out and really put them through its paces. So I do have two coming in, I want to say within a week or two, that I'm gonna really bang out jobs like this. Like if we're doing 150 t-shirts, something like that, and really put it through its paces to make sure that the price and the functionality is worth it. I know there's a lot of other people that review a bunch of different presses, and sometimes they might just turn it on and just show, look, check it out, it works. It turns on, it heats up, it slides out, but then they don't actually put it through the real world. You know what I mean? Like if the shit's really working or not. So that's what I'm planning on doing, is actually using it and seeing what happens. If it could hold up to a big job, if it could hold up to small jobs, how long does it heat up, or how long does it take to heat up? Is the heat consistent? Is the pressure good? Would I be able to use it on my day-to-day? So that's what I'm planning on doing. I know there's a lot of people that want to buy presses now, or they want to get the same press that I'm using and it's sold out. The supply chain is fucked up. You know what I mean? The supply chain is really messed up right now for everybody, for cars, for blank t-shirts. I had to order these all-style burgundy t-shirts from 3 different vendors to piece together this order, because stock is out of everywhere. Like, I don't know if you guys buy all-style t-shirts, 1701s. That's what I stock in those black boxes back there. Extra large been sold out for a month. Extra large, 1701, everywhere has been sold out. So as you know, the supply chain is just fucked up. It's just messed up. Pandemic stuff messed a lot of things up, and now we're finally seeing the after effects of factories being closed down and shit being messed up. So heat presses there's no exception for it. You know what I mean? Heat presses are backed up too, because some of the parts and components are from overseas. Some of these are actually manufactured overseas. So trying to get them in and stock shelves and stuff like that's pretty hard. So I am looking for alternatives and something comparable to the press that I'm using. It's just taking me a little longer because I actually have to buy the shit, use it, and see what's going on. These companies don't send me the shit for free. These Heat Press Nation presses are paid for. I buy them. It's not, hey, let me just send you this press so you can make a video about it. I need to be able to show shit that I use on my videos. Like if I'm using this for my business, that's the shit I'm talking about. So like I said, I'm buying these presses, and then after I buy them, if they don't work out, I just sell them on OfferUp or Craigslist just to get my money back. Basically it. All for finding something that's comparable so people have a different option to use. And I've tried a few different ones. I'm not here to bash any companies, but if I don't talk about it, then that means I don't use it. So I have tried a few other presses that have slide out drawers that have the same functions. They just didn't hold up well after actually using them in production. So I know that was a very long answer to some people that were asking about presses, but let me go back through here and read some of these. Where can I get sew tags? That I have no idea. I don't use woven tags and woven labels. If anything, if I'm pressing neck labels into my t-shirts, I just use Plastisol transfers for that. Jose Davila, what's happening? Thanks for all sharing with us. Not a problem. Tees and Tech, what's happening? Joe Gampa with the like button, love, I appreciate it. The commish, what's happening? I just started to put vinyl logo on the back of t-shirts. I'm trying to figure out placement on 3XL t-shirts. How would you do it? I do it like I do a size small shirt. I don't change up placement. I don't change up anything on a t-shirt based on size, because size really doesn't reflect the size of your press. You know what I mean? So if your press is a 15 by 15, placement is going to be the same. As long as you lay the t-shirt down straight, placement will always be the same. You got to remember, the human body is somewhat, I don't want to say average, but there's a standard size to the human body, right? I mean, some of us might be a little wider, some of us might be a little bit taller. Placement on the t-shirt, unless you just have a long ass, chest, or you long ass torso or something like that, it's going to look a little different. But majority of the people have the same build structure. You know what I mean? So this is an extra large t-shirt. If I'm placing the left chest print on this t-shirt right here, I'm going to go 4 fingers down from that little peak, like I always say, boom, and it's going to lay exactly right here. So here's the transfer that I'm pressing on these burgundy shirts. 4 fingers down from here, boom. See that? 4 fingers straight from here, centered up. It's going to lay right on my chest every single time, right above the heart. For majority of the people, same exact thing. 3X, size small, medium, 5X, whatever you're doing. It's always going to be, for myself, 4 fingers down from here. And it's always going to land on the chest or on the heart. You know, unless you have like a neck that's like huge as hell and stretching out the shirt, it's going to look crazy. But for the most part, majority of the people are all shaped the same. You know what I mean? So I don't change nothing up for size. Like, for instance, size small t-shirts, right? Is this small? Yeah. Size small, all style t-shirt. Same exact thing. Left chest prints on the same part. The 4 finger down thing from the edge of the collar, boom. From here, boom. Right? And then I think this is a large. Here's a size large t-shirt. 2 sizes different. Same exact thing. 4 fingers down from here, boom. Always going to be the same for myself. You know what I mean? I hope that answers your question. Do you have 16 by 20 or 15 by 15? I mainly use 15 by 15. As you can see back there, there's a 16 by 20. But none of my designs, like this design right here, is no bigger. This is a back design, and it fits on a 15 by 15. Here's a ruler. So this design is 11 inches. Oh, you can't even see that. Maybe I picked the wrong ruler to use, but this shit's 11 inches across. So using a 16 by 20, it'd still be 11 inches across. So 15 by 15 will still fit that same 11-inch design. Having a bigger press is only for if you're pressing really big designs. So I use the 15 by 15 mainly for everything that I do. Everything that I do. Doomsday from Arizona checking in. What's up? Purchase your brass knuckle design. Can't wait to get it. Working on my own brand as well. Hell yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about. Appreciate that. If it opens up, what are you going to do with leftover face masks? I'm still there's a few different things that I'm going to be doing. A lot of restaurants are still going to be using face masks, employees, stuff like that. I've already talked to a few different restaurants around here, and they're still going to offer them. On top of that, even though everything's opened back up, I was just in Vegas last week. Everything is fully opened up in Vegas, and people are still wearing masks and shit like that. So there are some people that are still doing it. I don't have too many leftover masks, but the restaurants are going to be my main, I don't want to say my main customer, but client for masks, because they're still ordering now. And they're ordering by the 200s, 300s. Mainly what I use my hat press right here, I just use it for masks. And it's just mainly restaurants that are still ordering. I guess they're still gonna offer them and have them for employees and shit like that. So it'll still be, it won't be as popular, or not popular, but it won't be in demand like it was before. But there's still gonna be decent money in it for the restaurant business. And I think bars too. There's somebody else I was talking to. Barbershops were the other one. I'm guessing face to face and shit like that. Maybe if you're like getting your mustache lined up, the barber is gonna wear a mask still. I don't know. But for me, my main thing is still gonna be restaurants. Is it me, or are heat presses getting cheaper? They are for sure getting cheaper. A Custom Journey. Love the info you put out. You've been dropping gems for years. Learned a lot from you. Keep being great. A Customs Journey. I appreciate that 1000%. 1000%. I really do, man. Thank you. I like your videos. It helps. Corey, I appreciate that, man. Appreciate it. How do you take the neck tags out? You just you pull them off. You most of them are perforated, so you just peel them off. I'm not gonna pull these off because these are for a customer. I don't even know if they want their neck tags to be pulled off, but they're perforated underneath the hem, and you just whoosh, they're made to rip away. Always great to get content from. Appreciate that, Marlon. How do you do a side hit on a standard press if you don't have a hat press? Side hit like on a sleeve, I'm guessing. You would use shit like this. So this is a mouse pad. Hold on, man. Let me try to get situated here for you. So you take this mouse pad. If you're talking about pressing like on the side of the sleeve, usually you would slide this onto your hat press. But then you take a mouse pad, slide that in between there. So now the seam is on the bottom. So you're not pressing on that. And then you lay this part down onto the press. Onto your regular standard heat press. Place your transfer down and press it down. So this covers up the seam so you get a nice even flat piece to press on. I think that's what you're talking about. Let me see. Should I have multiple business accounts for what I offer? Collections, like your leftovers and churros. If I'm planning on offering to do the custom stuff, 150 event shirts, all in one account. So this all depends on how you want to structure your business, Robert. I personally don't know everything that you do. Nobody knows exactly what I do. I do a lot of graphic design. I do a lot of consultation. I do contract printing. I print for myself. I own these brands also. So I do a lot of stuff under my business. I also do YouTube. YouTube is actually considered a business too. So the way I structure my business is based on everything that's kind of up under that. You know what I mean? So it's hard to say like, hey, this is what you should do for your business. Because I don't know the scope of your business and I don't know exactly what your main focus is. Like for myself, I do a shitload of contract printing. Like right now, I'm printing for or pressing these BMX Goonie t-shirts for somebody. I do a lot of other corporate jobs where I'm contract printing for them. And that's outside of running brands and stuff like that, online stores and shit like that. So it all depends on how you want to structure your business. What makes a lot of sense for you, where you want to put your money and where you want to put your focus. A lot of times we get heat presses and we get the equipment and then we have a million ideas rushing in our head, right? Like, oh, I could do this. Oh, I could do this. I'm going to offer this. I'm going to do this. A lot of times it's easier if you step back and then you go forward with one thing. See that thing out. If it does good, cool. If it doesn't do good, then let's try something else out. When you try to put a million things out, there's that, I don't know if it's a saying, but they say like you throw a bunch of shit on the wall, whatever sticks is what you go with. That's kind of true, but at the same time, there's a lot of risk involved with that. You do that and then you waste a lot of money doing that. And as small businesses like ourselves and people that are starting out on really tight budgets, we don't have a budget to just go forward and throw a bunch of shit at the wall. You know what I mean? You kind of have to make smarter moves and decisions for your business. And I get having the equipment and having everything accessible to you. You want to start doing a bunch of different shit and offering a lot of stuff, but it's hard to focus on that. Focus on everything. Like I'm doing mugs, I'm doing t-shirts, I'm doing this, I'm doing contract printing. I want to start my own brand. Oh shit, I want to do 3 different brands because somebody else is talking about it. You know what I mean? That gets overwhelming. You know what I mean? In our Facebook group, there's somebody that asked that same exact thing. Wanting to run a bunch of different brands. And the best advice I could give is get one off the ground. You know what I mean? You get one off the ground and then you actually see what works and what doesn't work. And then you could apply those same principles to the next brand that you want to run and offer. You get your workflow down. You're very efficient with your time. It's I'm not trying to burst bubbles, and I'm not trying to deflate anybody's dreams. But reality is when we as small businesses offer a million different things, it's hard for us to focus and put our energy into all of those things. You know what I mean? I feel I'm a little bit stronger when I put all of my energy into one thing, get that off the ground, get it going, and then that way I could take whatever I learned from that experience and then apply it to the next one and the next one and the next one. You know what I mean? That's just my own personal opinion. So when you want to structure your business and you want to figure out everything that you want to do and offer, that's something that you have to sit down and make a really good list about, and then figure out, all right, I want to move forward, I want to do this, I want to offer this, how am I going to accomplish all of this? This is where I feel I can make the most money to fund the rest of the shit that I want to do. You know what I mean? And I'm not even trying to be a fucking smartass about it, but it comes down to like the very, very simple things of like a pros and cons list. You know what I mean? You sit down and you really plan the shit out, because you got to remember, when you structure your business, I mean, it's not permanent, but there's a lot of thought and a lot that goes into that process. And you would hate to waste your time and your money doing some shit, and then let's say you structure your business a certain way, and then 5 months from now you figure, oh fuck, I don't even want to heat press shit no more, like I'd rather be doing something totally different. And then it's like, well, I already structured my business to do that, so you know what I mean? It's me, somebody on YouTube cannot tell you how to do that. That's something that you actually personally have to try to do on your own. For the shirt sleeves, how do I measure for this? All you do is get a ruler. Figure, you know what I mean? You get a ruler and you measure it out. You wear the shirt, press one on and see what it looks like. If not, get some tape, put it on your sleeve, and then let's say like you're like, oh man, like I want it to be a little bit higher. Then you put a piece of tape there, measure that out, and be like, all right, this is where it needs to be every single time. Visually, it works better that way when you use tape or something like that, so you can see what it looks like. Davin Avenue, appreciate that. What up, Brandon? Anywhere in downtown LA, you can get all style 1701s. There's a few spots on Main Street, but like I said, the supply chain is so messed up, it's very, very hard to find shit now if you don't have your reseller permit. Because those same vendors that are in the fashion district are buying direct from the manufacturer too, like everybody else. So if it's hard for everybody to get it, it's kind of, if you didn't have a stockpile of shit already, it's hard. But there's a few places on Main Street, downtown LA, north of the 10 freeway. Just take a walk on Main Street. There's vendors on both sides of the street, like past, I think it's 16th, before you get to Pico, from Main. Like I said, from the 10 freeway on Main, just go north, take a walk, go into different spots and see. There's stickers on the windows that say they sell all style, but you have to ask them if they have 1701. Most of the time they have 1301s. Thanks so much for your help. Helped a lot, Margaret. I really appreciate your time. Not a problem. Thanks for watching. Jersey checking in. Just Paint Customs was happening. Truth. King Coop, I appreciate it, man. Learned a lot. Thank you. For the t-shirt sleeve, what's the best positioning, please? I have no idea. Like I said, all you got to do is just get a piece of tape. Like, put your t-shirt on right here. You're wearing your shirt, right? Then you look in the mirror. Or you have somebody else wear the shit. And then you put a piece of tape where you think it's going to look best. You don't have to tape your actual transfer. Just put a piece of tape. So then you know, all right, I want it to land here, or I want it to go off of this seam, or I want it to fall off the shoulder here, or I want it to be so many inches from the hem of the shirt. All you do, put that piece of tape there, measure that shit out, and then that way you already know every single time when you slide that little mouse pad in there and you press the sleeve down, you know exactly where you're going to put it. Visually, it's going to help you out. Trust me. Mask won't go away. That's for sure, man. I remember what last year, like around May, when I was doing a bunch of masks, some dude was like, man, masks are out. Ain't nobody doing masks. That shit's over. And that was back in May. That was a year ago. And I've been fucking moving masks like crazy since then. Pretty funny, though. You're my business mentor. That's right. Royal Lux Prince, appreciate that, man. That's it. Thanks for the side hit tip. Not a problem, Brian. I like how you just get straight to the point. The way you lace it makes things seem a little more easy to understand. You know what? There's a lot of fluff out there. There's a lot of beating around the bush, shit like that. When I consume content, like if I'm watching, like, let's say I want to learn something, right? And we all go to YouTube to learn shit, right? So let's say I wanted to learn, I don't know, man. Let's say I bought a new table and it has all these crazy legs and I want to learn how to put it together. So I go to YouTube and I find out how the hell to put this thing together. When I do that, I hate the videos where it's like a dude in his living room and he has the table right in front of him and there's like 7 minutes of him talking about his experience of looking for the perfect table and all this shit. And I'm only going because I want to know how to do the shit. I get fucking mad as shit at the computer or on my phone because I'm like, fuck, just show me how to put the table together, man. I don't want to know about every other table that you went through before you bought that table or why you decided to get that one. All I want to know is how to put it together, what I need to look out for. So when it comes to my videos, I try to do the same exact thing. You know what I mean? If there's some people attention span that's only good for like a minute, I try to answer the question about the video in the first minute. There is a lot of me talking of personal experience, but I try to get the most of the shit out early. So in case people don't want to hear the bullshit that I'm talking about, they could just click off the video because they already got the answer. You know what I mean? That's basically my approach to YouTube, is get the information out real quick to whoever needs it, so be it. And then the other shit where I'm rambling and talking shit is the bullshit with Brando videos. Those are the ones that are like 20 minutes, 30 minutes long. If you want to hear about experiences, you can listen to those. If you're just tuning in to figure out how to press some shit on, let me just show you how to press some shit up. And that's it. Basically how my channel works. Because there might be a lot of people out there that are just like me, that are like, fuck, man, just like if you're trying to hang up a TV on the wall and you bought some crazy ass fucking TV mount, you're like, just show me how to fucking hang this thing up so it doesn't fall down. You don't want to sit there and listen to somebody talk about why they chose the 70-inch over the 80-inch TV, or how many fucking pixels are on the shit, or the fucking deal they got at Sam's Club for the TV. Like, no, you just want to know about the TV mount. You know what I mean? It's that's my reasoning, and the way I make videos is based on that shit. Let me see. Great info as always. As far as face masks, I just donated face masks to nursing homes and elder care facilities. They still need them. I still have a decent amount available for sale. Fuck yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Larry. Is a $200 heat press trash? Will it last? It all depends, man. It all depends. It's not one of those you get what you pay for type of things, right? You could spend $200 on a heat press. Like, I could get like a used heat press on Craigslist for like $100, right? And let's say it's like an older one, but it's a deep, like let's say it's an HPN press, right? So let's say I got like a Black Series HPN press off of Craigslist for $100. And that shit does wonders. Like, it works, it operates, it does me good for like 3-4 years. Did I get my $100 worth out of it? Fuck yeah, I did. Does that mean that press is junk because it's $100? No. I got a good deal on it and the shit works. It all depends on what your use is, what your needs are, and then what you're actually looking for out of the heat press. Now, most of us just do standard t-shirts. We'll press t-shirts on, we'll press transfers and vinyl and shit like that on the t-shirts. Be on our way. There's some people that want to do mugs and hats and all kind of other shit. So they get those presses that are like $250 on Amazon, and it has like 10 different functions, right? And then they get those and then they find out, oh, all I'm doing is t-shirts. Anything wrong with that? No. But now you have all these extra pieces to that press that are taking up space, right? But the idea was you're going to do all this different shit. It doesn't mean that the press is bad. It doesn't mean that the press is junk because it's $250 or because it has a lot of removable things. What I go based off of is buying from a reputable company. You know what I mean? A company that stands behind their shit. So then that way, if I have issues, I could go to the company and be like, hey, this is happening. And they could help troubleshoot the issue. It's all on, you know, just buying from a company that backs whatever they're doing. You know what I mean? So Press Nation, for example, I've been using Heat Press Nation presses way before I jumped on YouTube. For years, I've been using these things. Now, my relationship with Heat Press Nation obviously is cool. You know what I mean? I could hit them up and talk with them and shit like that. But even before I was on YouTube and even before I was anything to do with showing people how to use a heat press, I would hit them up and troubleshoot a bunch of shit, right? And their customer service is what sold me. They stand behind their shit. So then if I have an issue, they could be like, hey, it might be this, let's try this. Or it might be this. And then the plus for myself is I live here in Los Angeles, Southern California. Their warehouse was in Southern California, still is. At the time, I think it was in Brea or Fullerton or something like that. I talk about it all the time. But they make it easy for me to come in if I have to drop something off, if I have a really huge issue. And I've never had any issue like that with any heat press I've had. So I've never had to take them up on that. But the option is there. You know what I mean? So I just buy based on the company I'm buying from. So then that way, there's a little bit of reassurance that you're buying something that's backed and there's still customer support for it. You buy something on eBay or on Amazon from a manufacturer that you don't know and you're going based off of the reviews on Amazon, you get it and then something's wrong and then you email the company and they're overseas and they don't respond back and all this shit. Then it's kind of like you're asked out, right? But sometimes that press could work out. $200 press off of Amazon or whatever it is, and it could be the best press you ever buy. It's just a shot in the dark, man. And it's based on you, where you want to put your money, where you want to invest your money. For myself, I've bought a lot of cheap presses like that before and had bad luck. So that's why I said, fuck it. I might as well just spend the money on something quality and then have the customer support for it in case something does go wrong. And like I said, nothing's ever gone wrong. So obviously I'm getting my money's worth. That's all it is. You don't have to buy from Heat Press Nation. You can buy from any company that you want. That's just the company that I chose to use because of, like I said, strictly off of customer support. That's all it is. And the shit works, man. Shit works. And at the time, not a lot of companies had this slide out drawer. Now it's a popular thing, maybe because there's a lot of people on YouTube talking about slide out drawer presses. But when I jumped onto YouTube, 4 or 5 years ago, nobody was talking about slide out drawer presses. There was no information whatsoever about it. And my thing was I hated burning my hands on the press and I didn't have the room for a swing away. So slide out was the easiest call. You know what I mean? That was just an easy move for myself. But now, obviously, people see the benefit in it and a lot of people use it and a lot of people talk about it on YouTube. So now a lot more companies are coming out with presses just like this, which is cool. It only benefits us. Will you be attending any trade shows this year? Yeah, I think Long Beach has the NBM show. I think it's called something else now. There's a big one in August. I think that happens in Long Beach. It's kind of more of a signage and promo type one. I mean, there's shirt vendors and shit like that there, but it's not like ISS is. So I might be going to that one. I think registration's open now, I think. But as things open up more, I'll be attending more trade shows and shit. Straight chase, no lies. Appreciate that, Catherine. Thanks for going into detail about it. No bubble bursting. Yeah, not a problem, Robert. Have you ever tried full color transfers from Transfer Express? I have. Like I said, I don't. If you've watched any of my videos, I don't bash any companies. I'm not in the business to talk shit about other companies. If I don't use them, I don't talk about them. You know what I mean? And I know there's a lot of people like, hey, well, why do you use this ink formula and not this one from that same company? Sometimes shit works out for myself, sometimes it doesn't. And when I compare them to what else is out there, it's hard for me to use something that I don't feel 100% confident in using. You know what I mean? So like I said, I don't bash a bunch of companies. If I don't use that, transfer or ink formula from that company, I just don't talk about it on my channel. I have tried them. Like I said, I've tried them, but I don't use them for any of my brands. Have you ever pressed on 100% polyester? If so, any tips so I don't leave scorch marks? I personally don't use any 100% polyester anything. I don't wear any of those types of shirts, so I never use them. The most I do is like socks and shit like that. And when you sublimate on, most of the time, anytime you sublimate on stuff, you got to press it at a high temp for a long ass time. So it's like 400 degrees for like a minute and a half or some shit like that for socks. But that's the extent that I do. I don't use any 100% polyester shirts. Starting my business and your info has been so helpful. Laura Williams, get that money. That's what I'm talking about. SOLS Imperial t-shirt. I have not tried them. The reason why I don't use a lot of these different shirts, people hit me up and ask me this all the time. And I say it in my videos, but sometimes people don't watch those videos. I use what I could get my hands on. The reason why I use what I could get my hands on. So right now it's Sunday. I'm pressing these shirts up right here. These are all style t-shirts. Let's say I fuck up some of these right here, right? Like let's say I mess up, operator error, I jack up 5 of these shirts. I press the shit on backwards, upside down, crooked, whatever it is. I mess up. This job's due tomorrow. Customer needs this tomorrow. If I was using your t-shirt that you're mentioning right now, Soul Imperial shirt or whatever it is, if I was using that, there's nowhere around Los Angeles where I could get a Soul Imperial t-shirt to replace the 5 that I messed up. But I'm using All Style. I could go right down the street to the liquor store and pick up All Style t-shirts. I could go to the Swap Meet, which is open on Sundays, and pick up All Style t-shirts. I could go to the t-shirt warehouse that's maybe 6-7 minutes away and pick up All Style t-shirts. That's why I use these certain companies, because they're accessible to myself. I could get my hands on them if something happens. I would hate to be jammed up and use a company that I can only order online from, right? And then now, if I do mess up, and you know, you order extra for spillage. I got a whole box right here just for the spillage, in case I jack them up, right? You order extra, but sometimes shit happens, man. You fuck up. You know what I mean? You mess things up, and then you have to replace the shirt. And then it's like, are you going to deliver the t-shirts to your customer and say, hey, I messed up on 4. I'm going to have to order those extras, and then I'll press them up when they come in, and then they're going to be like a week late for those extra 4. Nah, I want to be able to just walk somewhere and go get the shit in my hands. This is just how I operate. You don't even have to do this. But for myself, this is why I use Pro Club and I use All Style. Mainly for a lot of the stuff that I do is because here in Los Angeles, there's a lot of t-shirt places like I could just go in and buy shirts at retail cost, not wholesale, but like there's places that sell blank All Style shirts all around LA. There's, like I said, the liquor store sells Pro Club and All Style. I could go there and buy these, pay retail for them, but if I'm in a pinch and I really jack something up, I could just do that. You know what I mean? So that's why I use what I use. And I'm not saying those Imperial shirts are bad or whatever it is. It's just, it doesn't benefit me to do that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It's the t-shirt might be dope. Like the t-shirt might be cool as shit. But for myself, for that same exact reason of not being able to get my hands on something very fast. Same what goes with vinyl. Like if I was using all these crazy specialty vinyls, right? Like let's say I was using, I don't know, like some kind of glitter or some shit like that, right? And I'm doing this big job and then I run out of glitter and I need more. Where the hell do I get that from? You know what I mean? If I ordered online, there's no way I'm going to be getting that in anytime soon. So I use the standard colors, red, white, black, the regular type of vinyl. So then if shit goes wrong, I could run to Printer Supply Warehouse, or I could run to McLogan, which is local places around here that sells vinyl, and I could just buy a roll here and there, so then I could complete the job. So to make things less stressful on myself, that's why I don't offer so much shit. There's a lot of people that offer metallics and foils and all this other crazy shit, which is cool. But let's say you're doing a big job and you don't have enough material, or you mess up, or your vinyl cutter jams up and it fucks up like at least 2 feet of that vinyl, and you were dependent on those 2 feet because you already measured everything out, and you can't replace that shit like quick, you're gonna get jammed up and then it's gonna be bad on you. So I've had those things happen to me all the time, and that's why now I just operate this way where I only use shit that I could get my hands on, and that's what I offer my customers, whether they like it or not. You know, like if they don't like what I'm offering, or if they wanted glitter, I just say, you got to go somewhere else that offers glitter. I don't. All I offer is white, red, black, the standard colors. You know what I mean? Because it's less stress and less headache on myself. Dealing with that when you run into those pinches, that shit sucks, man. It sucks bad. All right, let me see. All right. Cal for hire was popping. Do you scale down designs for different sizes? No, I do not. Check it out. This same design is going on a size small shirt, and it's going on 3X shirts. I don't want to pull all these out, but there's 3X in there. So size small to 3X, I'm using the same size design, same size transfer. Here's the transfers right here. I'm not going to do any resizing because it's not needed. Thanks for the nuggets, not a problem. Something Solutions. I'm thinking it's like-minded. What's happening? Thanks for the info, not a problem. Get to the point. Appreciate that, Rick. Is that a shirt you're wearing? 1701. This is a 1701 all-style t-shirt, extra large. I weigh about 220 pounds. I'm like 5'10". Extra large. Cool, man. Fits good. I like it. A lot of people don't. I really just like the collar. That's the main reason. Currently working with a company. The people that used to cut my mask and make the mask for me last year are kind of formulating a blank t-shirt for myself. And it's not for sale. It's just for my own personal brands and stuff like that. It's not to wholesale. It's not to sell to anybody. Based off of the relationship I built with the company that was making the mask for me, I came to him and I said, hey, man, my perfect t-shirt would look like this. My perfect t-shirt would have a 1701 collar. This collar right here, thin, flexible, but also, like, I hate when the collars are like this. Like it folds up like a turtleneck. I hate that shit. I hate when a collar's super loose and you could just see all of this shit, or it's like hanging off the side. I hate that shit. 1701 collar, perfect. I like this shit. Sleeves. I like the sleeve. I wish the sleeve was a little bit, I don't, the length is all right, but I wish it wasn't as long. It makes me do this a lot. You know what I mean? Like, so when I do this and pull it in, I like that sleeve length. So if I could take a few inches off, that's what I told him. I want a tubular shirt. I do not want side seams. This one is not side seam. This is a tubular shirt. Length, I wish it was a little bit shorter. Just a little bit. 1701, the length is cool, but for myself, I just feel like it fits a little long. So if I were to create my own perfect shirt that I wanted to offer people, like for my own brands and shit like that, that's what I would do. So I went to him and I told him that if he could do it, cool. If he can't, fuck it. But I have a feeling he's going to come back and try to sell me on some side seam shit. Like, oh, I can't do tubular because I would have to get a spool and do all this, blah, blah, blah. Fine. If you can't do tubular, cool. Side seam, I don't really like. That's the one where it's like on the sides, it's seamed up. I don't like that shit. But this is 1701. One of my favorite shirts to wear because it's comfortable. It presses good. And the sizing is very, very generic. Meaning if you wear extra large, you wear extra large in this shirt. There's no sizing up, sizing down, figuring out how it's going to fit you. It fits pretty true to size. Let me see. Okay, here you go. I enjoy your videos. Talk as much as you like. Very informative. Not a problem. Thank you, Ashley. Any tips on using Silver Mountain prints? I've tried so many different things, but they still crack when washed. For myself, what I've noticed with any transfer is just the heat is a big deal when it comes to cracking. Um, so I would just try to knock the heat down a little bit, maybe compensate less heat and a little bit more duration time. So if you're pressing it at 305, come down to 300 and then maybe press it for like 2 or 3 seconds longer. Shit like that usually helps me out adjusting the heat when it comes to cracking. I haven't used Silver Mountain in a while. So I'm not sure if they changed their ink formula or anything like that, but I've never experienced cracking with their transfers. Unless they switch things up, you know what I mean? Let me see. Okay. Oh, Nick, A&N Customs, what's up, man? Are you still doing one-on-one calls? If you have if you have answered this, that's my bad. Just jumped on. Not a problem. I don't do any more one-on-ones. That it's been a while, and I'm still booked out. Shit, I'm booked out almost 2 years out from people that bought ebooks 2-3 years ago. That's how bad it got. That's why I had to stop offering them. Greatly appreciate you for actually responding to comments that we make. I never watch a live stream. I usually wait for the video upload, but I'm glad I stopped by. Salute. Not a problem. Quarter Spoon. Diz, what's happening? Do you attend East Coast trade shows? I haven't in the past. It's not out of my wheelhouse, but I would. When shit opens back up, you might see me bouncing around to some of these trade shows, cruising around. Naomi, first live. Love your videos. Appreciate that. Thanks for jumping on. What rotating fan is that? I have to buy a couple. That shit is a Lasco from Amazon. Lasco tower oscillating fan. But they're like, this one's cool. But these other ones that we got, I don't think we got them in this one. The fan is on the bottom, and then the top tower part is just where the air shoots out. That Lasco one, dope as fuck. I seen that at Sam's Club. That one blows hard as hell. Let me see. I was just taking a little break. I'm gonna heat the press back up so I can get back to pressing. I'm also filming a time lapse of me doing these shirts for everybody. I also just did as most of you guys know, when you press on burgundy, red, brown, charcoal gray, there's another color I'm missing right now, but you'll get like a really dark spot where the heat was at on the shirt. So I just recorded a video for that shit too, to show once the shirt cools down, that dark spot goes away. A lot of people get freaked out because they see it right off the press and they're like, oh man, my shirt has this big ass dark square on it. Once you let it cool down, it goes away. I filmed the video of actually showing the shirt cool down so people don't freak out. Let me see. Here we go. HTV vinyl brand that you prefer. I've been using a lot of Econo Transfer lately. Econo Transfer is dope. B-Flex is dope. I used to use Thermoflex, but it's hard for me to find Thermoflex around here, so I haven't been using it lately. And I've used Caesar also. To me, like, a lot of the vinyls are the same, except for when it comes like puff and the specialty stuff. But the plain colors, basically the same. I just like it when it presses at 300 or lower. I don't know, for some reason it's just when it presses at a lower temp for a quick duration. Like B-Flex presses at like 280 for 4 seconds. And then Econo is like 300 for, I don't know, 8 seconds, 7 seconds, something like that. Pretty easy to do. But any of these other ones that press at like 370, 350, you're not burning the shirt, but the less heat, the better, is my opinion. I don't know if that makes a difference, but it's just how I feel. Dream and imagine hat on. Greatness is a process. D Woods gets it. Love from Ireland, not a problem. Rui, I think that's your name, R-U-I. How do you change the address to your business? We're moving at the end of this month. We need to change the business address, like on the legal documents or on your online store. If you're talking about legal documents, change of address form. So you would hit up the county, boom, put in the change of address form, you're good to go. If you're talking about your online store, like the shipping address, like if you're using Shopify, you just go into Shopify, I think it's shipping labels, and then you change the address. If you're talking legally, you have to hit up the same people that you got the permits from. Like if you got your wholesale license, you got your DBA and all that shit, your EIN, change of address form. I think you could even do it online. I don't think you have to actually go to the office to do it. Currently learning screen printing under my mentor. He's retiring in November and mentioned to me he will sell his equipment. Damn, that's dope. I don't have all the money up front. What kind of deal would you propose? I would soak up all the info that he's trying to give you right now. I would soak up all the info. And then let's say you don't have the money up front and you can't buy it, then don't buy the equipment. Then you have all the info, the knowledge on how to print and what you need, and then you could actually save up and buy new equipment. You know what I mean? So for myself, I came from this kind of the same exact way. Like when I learned screen printing, I learned from somebody. I just walked into a shop and kind of chopped it up with the dude and said, hey, I'll just fucking work for free if you just show me how the shit works. Took me up on the offer, showed me everything I needed to know about screen printing. Obviously, you know I don't screen print now, but the learning process was dope. What I got from that was the equipment that he had in his shop wasn't going to fit where I lived. So what I had to do was take all the shit that he had in his shop and then get smaller versions of it for my own spot. That helped me out, you know what I mean? Unless you're getting like some crazy good deal on all the equipment, cool. But I wouldn't stress that part. Right now, I would be fully focused on soaking up all the game from him. Everything. Off contact, secrets, everything that he has to offer, I would soak it up. Because the information is the part that you're not going to be able to get again. But equipment, shit like that, you could buy that whenever you want. You can buy used shit, new shit, doesn't matter. But I would take advantage of this dude teaching you and fucking just soak it all up. I think for Canada, it's Gildan. We can get them at Walmart and Michael's craft stores in a pinch. Yeah. Just no spots to get blanks like open to public. Damn. To capture the opportunity, love your video. Thanks in advance. Basil, I appreciate that. What do you think is a good single color transfer? I use Supercolor for multicolor prints. I've been thinking on just still using Supercolor for single. What you're gonna do is you're gonna be paying for a multicolor transfer for single color work. I personally use Transfer Express. I've been using Transfer Express for maybe 2 years now for my single color shit because of the hot split transfer. The hot split transfer doesn't leave the adhesive around the transfers. I'm pretty sure you've all seen it. There's like a clear adhesive line around your designs. For some reason, Transfer Express hot split transfers figured out how to put the adhesive in the ink, and then when you press it down, there's no clear outline. So I mean, for that reason alone, I like it. Soft hand feel, and the shit holds up in the wash. So I've been using Transfer Express hot split for all my single color work. I've used other companies and stuff like that. Like I used to use Silver Mountain, FM, shit like that. But for the last 2 years, hot split's been my fucking shit because of that one big reason. All the clear adhesive shit is pretty crazy. I get why it's there, and I get why sometimes registration gets off because these are screen printed transfers, right? So maybe they might print, 50, 60 of them, and then maybe the next 10 might be a little off because, there might be some stretch in the screen. Somebody might have got a little sloppy with doing it, whatever it is. And then it shows up on the shirt, and then it kind of fucks your head up, right? You're like, oh, man. So I've been using the hot split because it never happens. So if I'm doing neck tags, if I'm doing a lot of different shit, single color, anything, I use the hot split stuff. I got like boxes down here. Like the shit is, like I said, it's cool to have a bunch of different companies under your belt. It's cool to have a bunch of different companies So you have options, right? So you could say, all right, I need these turned around this fast. So what company has a quick turnaround? That's who you go with. I need multicolor stuff. Who do you go with? I need single color stuff. Maybe your customer might want like a super opaque print. So then who do you go for that? Maybe you want somebody that has like a lighter hand feel. Who do you go for that? Having all of these different companies at your fingertips only benefits us. You don't have to just stick with one company because that one company is going to do everything for you. If that company goes down, if there's a fucking snowstorm and that company can't ship shit out, what, your business is on hold because that one transfer company can't supply you with shit? No. So you have different options. You know what I mean? So you have the ability to keep your business rolling. That's why I use a bunch of different ones. That's why I make things like the list, and that's why I have things like different companies to use, so that way my business is never on hold. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, I'm waiting on a transfer company to send me transfers that I paid for the sample packs. It's been weeks and I haven't got them in yet. That's why the sample pack is on hold, because I haven't got those transfers in yet. They had some issues with production and stuff like that, and it was out of my hands. That's fine. They were very open about the delays that were going to take place and stuff like that, and that's cool. My only concern is, what if I was actually using these transfers for a print job? You know what I mean? If I was using these transfers for a print job and it's been 3 weeks to a month that I haven't got these transfers in yet, that fucking customer would have been pissed. But these are just for the sample pack, so it doesn't matter. But I'm saying, like, shit like that happens to all of us, right? Any transfer company could experience some sort of downtime or interruptions in their process. So we have to be ready for it. So if you have another backup to the backup transfer company, then you can place that order and get the job out still. Shit like that. So I don't just use one company for anything. Like, if you were using Supercolor for single color work, you got to remember you're paying for a multicolor print. So if that fits your budget, cool. But if not, then, you know, you got to make it worthwhile for yourself. Cost effective. I mean, what's going to be the best cost effective option for your job? How you're going to increase your profits and shit like that. You know what I mean? But then you got customers that request Supercolor, right? They say, hey, I want to use Supercolor. Cool. And then you order the Supercolor. The customer's going to pay for it. Fuck it. Almost an hour on here. I got to get back to pressing these shirts. But I'm going to try to answer some more of these real quick. Okay, here we go. Big bro, what is a good alternative for designing other than Photoshop? I have no idea, Ralph. I only use Photoshop and Illustrator. I have no experience with any other software. I don't get paid by Adobe to say that shit. It's just what I learned on, and that's what I just continue to use. I know there's other options out there. I don't know nothing about them, though. Momo Draws. Finally able to catch a live. It's been a good minute. Yeah, it has been a minute. So much with work. How's everything been? Everything's moving, Momo. Everything is moving. Thank you for jumping on, though. You inspired me into starting my own custom print company, DBA, although I'm in Nigeria and the business registration model is different, but it helped me. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Sean Kim, good morning. I'm a fine art photographer who is trying to print my images on a t-shirt, and it is hard to design a shirt to look good with my images. They look great framed. Any advice? I would probably use something like Supercolor, or I would use DTG as the print medium, because you want to get the smoothest, cleanest print possible, because clarity is a big thing with your photography. So getting a print that has very, very good clarity, sharpness, and shit like that is key. So print-wise, I would use Supercolor. If you had access to a DTG printer, cool. Then I'd use DTG printer too. Outside of that, obviously 300, 350 DPI is going to be a big deal when uploading your files to get them printed. But that would probably be my only advice for it. I've printed photorealistic shit with Supercolor all the time. I print because they have smooth gradients, stuff like that. Colors are pretty punchy. The colors pretty much true to whatever you upload. So it works, helps out. Let me see. Collar's the best on all style. Fuck yeah, man. I like that shit. Isn't side seam less likely to shrink though, as opposed to tubular? My experience with side seam shirts, let's say the front part is a different spool than the back part. So let's say that the fiber and the cotton is going this way on the front and then it's going this way on the back. So then when you wash it and it shrinks, because cotton shrinks naturally, it's gonna fucking, you know what I mean? Like it's gonna shrink different. So one side's gonna shrink up and down, the other side's gonna shrink this way. Sometimes after it's been washed, I notice seams like coming into the front because it shrinks all fucking weird. That was my experience, and that's what turned me off from side seam shirts. Is not all the time, but there are times where the cotton on the front and the cotton on the back are different, and when you wash it, it reacts differently. So I've always not I stayed away from side seam shirts. That's just my own personal thing, though. I like tubular. Brando, you should try Next Level 1800. Arm length is shorter than all style. I did try that, but the fit of the shirt, like the body of the shirt, felt boxy and kind of weird. It fit, the feel of the shirt felt good. The fit of the shirt felt weird to me, so that's why I stayed away from them. I mean, I've tried them out. Like I said, I've tried them out, but that's why I'm talking about, like, for this company, if we're talking about them creating a shirt based on what I feel is going to be the best, my own creation of a best t-shirt, like I said, all style collar, same exact all style collar, whatever they're using, I would like that same exact thing. Tubular shirt, sleeve not as long, shirt not as long, fit and feel same as the 1701. Cotton too, you know what I mean? But that shirt that you were talking about, I don't even want to say I hate it. The feel and the fit of the shirt was weird to me. This white line of adhesive on my shirt when I peel ultra soft transfers sometimes. Any tips to avoid this? That's the adhesive on there. So there's no real way to get away from it. That's just the adhesive that helps it stick to the shirt. That was the shit that I was talking about earlier. Trinidad in here. What's happening? Doing research on starting a t-shirt business. Look at your videos. It's very informative. Richard, thanks for watching, man. They offer a list of where all the trade shows are going on. I'm not exactly sure. The ones that I check out is NBM. N as in Nancy. B as in Brando. M as in Mary. It's called something else, but I know if you Google that, it'll still come up. Same with ISS. ISS, it's no longer called that. It's called something else. But if you Googled ISS trade show, it'll come up. Those are the only two that I really go to and register for and shit like that. Let me see. I'm going to try to go back and read through some of these real quick. Love watching your videos. Appreciate that, Bev B. Diamond. Appreciate it. Are you Asian or Latino? I'm not Latino. I'm Batanes. My family's from Hawaii. Do I look Latino? I get that. I mean, I'm from Los Angeles. You know what I mean? So I grew up with all Hispanics. Me and my brother, among all friends, 100% Hispanic. It's just, I mean, that's where we grew up. The street we grew up on, we're the only non-Hispanic family on there. You use Shopify. Yes, I use Shopify, Corey. If I file for an LLC, do I need to get a DBA also? A bit confused. No, you don't. LLC, what you're doing is you're registering your business. What you got to remember also, when you register for an LLC, it comes with a fat tax every year. A lot of people don't talk about this, and a lot of people kind of shy away from it. When you register for a DBA, you're registering your business, right? you're saying you yourself is operating as a business. When you register for an LLC, it's you are registering this business. That LLC comes with a fat tax every year that's unavoidable. Whether you sell something or you don't sell anything, you still have to pay that fee. With a DBA, you don't pay that. Also, LLC, it's I get the part that a lot of people want to be protected, and I get the part that a lot of people feel like, oh, somebody's going to steal my name or somebody's going to steal my business or whatever it is. When doing that, you know, it's very hard to prevent theft. You got to think like Nike's a huge corporation, right? Nike cannot get a grip on people bootlegging their shoes. They can't stop it. There's a reason why there's a huge market for that shit. There's a huge market for bootleg replica shoes, replica handbags. These big corporations can't get a grip on it. You know what I mean? So when we're talking as a small business and you're getting going, the reason why I never, like, I don't advise, I don't even make videos about forming an LLC. For startups on very, very, very tight budgets, I would never advise them to form an LLC. If they want to do it, that's cool. You know what I mean? But when people are asking for my advice, if they want to register their business, I always tell them to register as a DBA. So let's say that shit starts to go good. You're starting to grow in your business. You're making good money. You're growing as a business, which is perfectly fine, and that's what you're supposed to be doing. You can always form an LLC after that. You know what I mean? If you did it the other way, if you just formed an LLC and you're just getting started, you haven't sold anything, whether you sell anything or you don't sell anything, you still have to pay that tax. On top of that, that tax is every single year. It's a little bit more involved, I would say. If you want to do that, that's cool. Like I said, you don't have to listen to myself. To answer your question, you do not have to get a DBA if you get registering your LLC. Your LLC is your business. So, like I said, that's one of the big reasons why I don't make any videos about forming an LLC, is because the majority of the people that watch my videos are startups. And there's a pretty big responsibility on myself to provide information that is beneficial, but then also not just giving information to people blindly. You know what I mean? So the DBA process, you can register your business. If you're scared that people are going to be stealing your stuff and that's why you want to form an LLC or you want to be protected or whatever it is, you have to do your own research on forming an LLC. I personally wouldn't take the information solely off of a fucking guy on YouTube. I would do a lot more research, so then that way you're better informed on what you're forming and actually what's being protected and what you're doing and what comes with that LLC. There's a lot of people on YouTube that say, man, you need to form an LLC because of whatever, right? I can't even say why they say it, but they leave out a lot of the key parts of that shit. So just do a little bit more research if you're trying to do it. But to answer your question, you don't need a DBA if you're registering for your LLC. Have you ever noticed temperature variation with Craft Pro 15? Yeah, I have. So when you invest in one of these things, laser thermometer, you shoot the press. Psh. What I see a lot of people do is they go straight to the corner, boom, hit one corner, and it'll say, I don't know, 320. And then the other corner will say like 305. And then the other corner will say like 318. Then the other corner will say like 302. And they're like, oh man, my press is all off. If you're not pressing corner to corner, like if the corners aren't going to be touching the transfer, like where the actual vinyl or ink is going to be, that shouldn't matter. You want to shoot this thing exactly where the transfer is going to lay. That's where you want the most accurate reading. Corner to corner, not needed. I mean, this goes for a cheap Amazon press. It goes for high-end press. That's a Hotronix press back there. If I shot this at that thing, I'm not shooting the corners because the transfer doesn't hit the corners. I'm shooting exactly where it's gonna land. You know what I mean? So then that way I have the most accurate reading of heat where the transfer is actually gonna touch where it matters most. Corners, doesn't matter. That shit is just gonna cool off, so be it. So when you're doing it, as long as the middle or wherever your transfer is going to lay down and touch the press, that's where you want to shoot this thing at and get the most accurate reading. Probably doesn't even answer your question really, but I apologize for that. Can you make a video on pressing neck labels with your hat press? My press mark doesn't go away when I do that. And the same with hats. I just did a video on this. It should come out this week sometime or maybe next week. But burgundy is like the worst shirt to press, right? Burgundy, the heat activates something in the pigment where it makes it really dark and it leaves a big square on the shirt. But then once it cools down, it goes away. For yourself, pressing the neck labels, there's no difference. Fold the neck label over the hat press it down. Adjust my heat, let it cool down, it goes away. Same goes for hats. If you're experiencing something else, it could be maybe the material you're pressing on. Maybe try, I don't know, Teflon sheet or something like that. I don't use a Teflon sheet with my hat press. I don't use Teflon sheet when I do neck labels. I use a Teflon sheet when I press super color stuff because the static makes, I'm pretty sure you guys seen videos of other people pressing super color without it. And then like the back of the transfer gets stuck. It gets pulled up when the press comes up. So that's from static. So that's why I use this thing. When it comes to like pressing neck labels and stuff like that, if you're experiencing discoloration, that would be my only thing, is maybe adjusting your heat or letting it cool down and stuff like that. I got an LLC, and yes, do your research. Heart and Hustle gets it, man. Heart and Hustle also owns a lot of shit, so. Lou Moore's vision. Appreciate all the knowledge you dropped on supercolor transfers, from reviews to using them. I pressed my first order of supercolor yesterday, and they are amazing. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Thoughts on Goof Proof? Goof Proof is cool. It has a thicker feel than Hot Split. I prefer Hot Split. All your videos and did almost the same steps you have done, just tweak them a little bit. In business, been booming. Fuck yeah, Lou Mars. That's what I'm talking about, man. Get that money. Mr. T-shirt, my boy knows his stuff. Take notes. I appreciate that. Thanks for the wisdom. Not a problem. POAM Clothing Company. All right, y'all. I'm about to get back to pressing. The press is done heating up. I just jumped on live just to take a little break real quick. If anybody got any questions, shoot them out. If not, I'm going to jump off and then get back to pressing these shirts. No questions? All right, y'all. Appreciate you guys. Videos coming back Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I took a little break from the last 2 weeks. Like I said, I was out in Vegas. I was doing some other shit. But videos are coming back Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 11 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time. All right? Appreciate everybody for jumping on. Catch you guys on the next one, man. Yeah.